Well, my thought is that Mr. Biden has actually started to come around to a more progressive policy agenda. He knows that the very progressive people were disappointed, and our revolution movement is still very strong. And at first, whenever we were looking at Joe Biden as a candidate, we thought he was just a little too middle of the road. He was trying too hard to compromise and take a compromise position, and that's just not going to work. We don't have time for a compromise position, frankly. So the dyed-in-the-wool burners that I know are all coalescing behind Joe Biden because we don't want Trump back. Period. And we think Joe Biden will do a good job. I hope it does. It's an unfortunate thing, but I also see that it's a positive thing where we have turned a corner. Finally, people, and we've got the world's backing on this, people everywhere are starting to address systemic racism instead of sticking it to the back of their closets and pretending they're woke because they have one black friend, or I really think it might get people to think about the hate mongering that Trump brought forth and how many people are damaged by that, frankly. I think that Joe Biden has the experience of his senatorial years and his vice presidential terms, but I also know that he's a wise enough man that if he feels that he has any kind of deficit, he's going to use his cabinet, and he's not going to have too much pride to do so. He's going to listen to them and take their advice, and I feel really good about this. He'll be a strong president. Donald Trump is incapable of empathy. He used the protests as a cheap photo op, and in the process, he got peaceful protesters hurt by militarized police, which is antithetical to what the whole issue was. So, yeah, his response was lousy, and it still is. He still has not taken up a stand. He's not mentioned the words Black Lives Matter. He talks about radical left violence and Antifa, which he made up as a terrorist group. It is not a terrorist group. So, yeah, he's nowhere on this.